Yes, sir. Welcome back to Fast Break Bets presented by Betting Pros. You know me, you know the voice from the guy. It's me, really real, a villain real, a Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right. Felt good. Felt really, really good. Last episode, we got a lot to come back from. Here we are, another Tuesday. Well, this is Tuesday's show. Another Tuesday in the WNBA. Coming on 3 days, and we've had a pretty solid past couple of days here. So going back and on Friday's episode, we did get Nafisa Collier. She did hit the over 19 and a half. It went up to 20 and a half. Still hit at 20. We got to 25. Shout out to there if you laddered. We also got Camila Cardoso uh, over her points, and that was it. We'll talk about the sky in just a second. That's crazy, but we got Camila Cardoso over. That also came through for us. It's been pretty good. Like pretty good. Nice sweep that we had in the last episode. And I mean, I'm burying a lead here, but Angel Reese is out for the rest of the year. It was a really good run. And the Chicago Sky are still winning games. They're still winning basketball games. And so that leads us over into the weekend and got the sweep, came back with the 0 for 2 on the day. Ezzy and NECA, I took both of them over their rebounds. So this is when I tell you I hate gambling so much sometimes. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta play my sweep drop for because we did get a sweep on the last episode. There we go. All right, and then I guess I should play it because that is technically a reverse sweep the next day. So I should play the other one. But let me tell you what happened first. So I called it. I said, hey, I like the rebounds today. Let's take NECA. Let's take Ezzy. They're both plus money. I think both of them can have close to double digit rebounds. The whole breakdown is in the Discord. If you're not in that Discord, hop in that Discord, bettingpros.com/chat to get into the Discord. So I said that I thought they were going to have some pretty good rebounding days. I was fading the Mercury and their poor rebounding legs. Man, they started beating the I'm sorry, not even the Mercury, the Borons, because they deserve to be called the Borons after that performance. They started beating them so bad, they pulled NECA and Ezzy out the game. At halftime, NECA had six. So we had 8.5 for NECA and 7.5 for Ezzy. NECA had six, Ezzy had five at half. In the third quarter, immediately, NECA got another rebound. She goes up to seven. Ezzy gets another. She goes up to six. They don't do anything else for the rest of the game at all. I think it was more of like eight, something like that. But regardless, they didn't do anything the rest of the game, and we end up. I just and that's why you don't jinx things. That's why you don't jinx things, and you wait for the clock to say 0 0 0 0. So because while I didn't jinx it, I was very nervous. So all right, that didn't go our way. 0 for 2 there, but then we come back on Sunday. I played the Wing Sky over 170.5. I played the Dream plus 5. The Dream had a chance to win that game. They did everything they can to lose it, and ruin the cover. However, 104, 100 in overtime. Dream plus 5 still hits. The Wings just didn't even try to play in that game, even without Angel Reese. They they get run out of the building. Isabel Harrison has an amazing game. Uh, Kenny Carter had a good game. I was debating taking Sky plus 5 too. I decided to go with the over set 170 and a half. It came in at 169, guys. 169. I just sometimes it just be like that sometimes. It's horrible. So there we go. That's how the weekend went. Very good day on Friday. That really carried us for the whole weekend. Gave it right back the next day, but then we had a push on Sunday. So let's go. Let's go out here and let's try to make it another good day on the pod on a Tuesday. And right before I get to the picks, hey, are you entered into the Gary Payton autograph basketball contest? If you're not, you should be. You can win a free Gary Payton autograph basketball. Like a free one. All you have to do, just leave us a review. You can go to bettingpros.com/fast to leave a quick review rating. That's it. Like that's it. You don't, I promise you, once you do it, you'll be like, man, why didn't I already do this? Because this took 2 seconds. It literally takes 2 seconds. Just go to bettingpros.com/fast, do that, and we will be selecting a random winner at the end of the month to win that Gary Payton autograph basketball. So make sure you are entered into that contest, bettingpros.com/fast, for a chance to win a Gary Payton autograph basketball. All right, three plays here, one play in each game of the W. Kicking things off with the first game, the Minnesota Lynx are on the road going to play the Atlanta Dream. Dream are catching 4.5 at home. 158 is the total. Clean injury report here. Dorka Uhas is probable for the uh, Minnesota Lynx. Dream are good to go. So the Dream have been getting unreal play from Ryan Howard the past 3 games. Ryan Howard wants to go to the playoffs. Ryan Howard wants to go back to the playoffs. She scored 30 straight points in the past 3 games. So I love Ryan Howard over 19 and a half here. That's not the play I'm giving out, but I do love it. I mean, 3 straight games of 30. Like she's hot, and she can be 10 points less and still cash this prop. So I think Ryan Howard have a good game. Because I think Ryan Howard have a good game, because I think Alicia Gray can actually have a good game here. And if they can get very, very solid play from Tina Charles inside of the post against Alana Smith, Bridget Carlton, Dorka Uhas, like if that happens, Nafis Collier, if all of that happens as well, and like I think the Atlanta Dream are in this game. So they're catching 4.5 at home. They've covered 3 of their last 5 games. They didn't have really it's 3 of the last 4 because that fifth game against Vegas they didn't have Tina Charles in the lineup. But with everybody here, they had that let down on the road against Phoenix, but they handled business against LA in LA. They handled business coming back from like 18 down at home against Dallas to put themselves in this playoff position. And then they had a chance. Like they were in that game in the fever and they just blew it towards the end of the game. It got sent to overtime. They blew it in overtime, was able to save the cover, but they didn't get the win. I just feel like we're getting to the point, especially back at home, because I don't think the Dream blow that game at home. I really don't. And I think that the Dallas game showed me one, Dallas sucks. But it showed me that this team is resilient. They're not going to quit. And they're going to play all the way to the final whistle at home because this playoff spot is on the line. They are currently still tied with the Chicago Sky for that last playoff spot. And the Chicago Sky have the tiebreaker. No, I lied. The Chicago Sky are up a game. So the Sky are up a game. They need a win. They do have to play the Sky coming up in the next few days. When is that game happening? So Friday they play uh the Mystics in DC, and then they go no, not in DC. They play the Mystics in Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta on Friday. So they play Mystics in Atlanta, then get them again in DC on Sunday, and then they come back Tuesday, next Tuesday. So a week later is Chicago versus the Dream. That is going to be the game that's probably going to decide that last playoff spot. You got to stay in spitting distance before you get to that game. I think they get up for this Lynx team, one of the best teams coming here. Atlanta gets up for good teams in really good spots. I think this Atlanta team plays really, really good basketball when they're healthy. Like they've been dealing with Jordan Canada in and out of the lineup, Ryan Howard in and out of the lineup. Alicia Gray's gotten banged up a few times in the last few games. Tina Charles had to step away for personal reasons like a couple times. But when Tanisha Wright has her group in the starting lineup and they're all there, they play some pretty good basketball. They've been in it with teams over this past through stretch. They beat the team they were supposed to beat. Los Angeles Sparks dominated them 80-62. They've been right there with the Phoenix Borons, and now granted that looks like a horrible loss right now with how bad they're playing, but they were still in it. That was a what was that 8 point game that they ended up losing by at the end of it. Came back, fought back against Dallas at home, went on the road, had a really good game on the road against Indiana. Even though they blew that game, they were leading, and it was a really good showing for the first 3 quarters at least. So now I think they come back here and they have another good game against a Minnesota team that they played really really well against earlier this season. Ignore the first couple of games because they didn't have Jordan Canada, they didn't have Ryan Howard, but when they play that game right before the All Star break, Brian Howard just came back from injury. She came off of the bench. They didn't have Jordan Canada in that game, and they were leading at half. Like matter of fact, not even at half. They were leading at the end of the third. They blew it because they gave up 30-19 in the fourth quarter. So shoot, maybe we need to be on Atlanta first half for real. But no, I just think this is a really good spot for Atlanta. I think that now that they're at home, because that game also on the road, Atlanta just seems to blow leads on the road and they maintain them or bounce back at home. So I think this is a really good spot at home. They have their full assortment to play this team again that they already played really, really well when they were, half a team. So I'm backing them again here. Atlanta Dream plus 5.5. Is some fives out there, still some 5.5s out there. Shop your lines because I see this line is falling, and I'm playing them on the money line as well. I think that this is a really good spot for them to get up for a really good team coming to town. The Minnesota Lynx don't have anything to play for. They're pretty much locked into not be, jumping the Liberty for the 1 seed. I think that's what Connecticut and the Minnesota Lynx were trying to do. Now they're just kind of going back and forth with each other for a 2 seed, 3 seed spot, but it doesn't seem like that really, like, these two teams are playing like that really matters. Like, honestly, Minnesota really, really struggled with the Washington Mystics over the course of the weekend on the road. They've been on the road for a little while now, so I think this is a really good spot for the Atlanta Dream here. Catching a team that could be sleepwalking into Atlanta, sleepwalking to the end of the season, and Atlanta is hungry and they need it. Like this game means so much for Atlanta in this playoff spot. So I'm rocking with Atlanta here, plus 5, sprinkle on the money line. That's play number 1. Play number 2 is in the New York and Dallas game. Liberty are laying 9.5. 172.5 is the total. And I'm not going to think too much, guys. I know I just got burned by this total over the weekend. I'm going to do it again. Over 172.5. This Dallas team is just horrible defensively. They gave up a bunch of points to the Chicago Sky again. Weren't even anywhere close spitting distance in that game. And the only thing that really gets me excited for this over and has me thinking that at least Dallas is going to show up is because if you look at over the course of the season, it's over as 10-1 as a home dog. Dallas is 10-1 as a home dog at home. Matter of fact, if you just want the at home numbers overall, they're 14-3 to the over. So we already talked about this is a pure over team. They score better at home. They don't defend any better, whether they're home or the road. It's still horrible defense regardless. But at least they score better at home. And maybe I should have took that into account this past weekend when I took the over and just took Sky team total over. Hindsight 2020, but I still want to back this same spot. New York Liberty absolutely dominated this team. The last game went under, but that was the second game of a back-to-back game set where adjustments come into play. These two teams feel a little bit more comfortable. They just played each other 2 days before, and they're playing each other again. Like, I think this is a spot where this can get back over the total. And Dallas playing a lot better at home. They scored 93 the last time they played this team at home. And so I think this is another really really good spot. I'm taking Dallas here. Dallas and the Liberty over 172.5. That is the play. I If I had to lean, I think I would lean Liberty minus the 9.5, just because I can't play Dallas right now. Dallas is eliminated from the playoffs, but I don't want to play with the spread. So over 172.5 for the Dallas Wings and New York Liberty. Okay. Play number 3 is going to be Connecticut Sun on the road, going to play Los Angeles Sun laying 10. 158.5 is the total. So these two teams just played over the course of the weekend. Connecticut was down going into the fourth quarter, I'm pretty sure. They ended up absolutely dominating the fourth quarter and won the game and got the cover 79-67. I mean, I'm talking about matter of fact, where is this toilet bowl drop for the Los Angeles Sparks? Because oh, they said, hey, we want Paige Beckers. They said we want Paige Beckers because that was a masterful tank job if I've ever seen one. I mean, masterful. Not only blowing the wind, but blowing the cover too is actually like absolutely diabolical. I mean, oh my gosh, that's just. And they've been choke artists, the past few games. Even that game where they were catching 11 and a half or like 12 or something like that against Indiana on the road. They could have won that game outright. They ended up losing that game by 7, 8 points or something like that. But they could have won that game outright. So I can't take the spread here, even though the numbers say take the Sparks. Very, very good. Very, very good as a double-digit home dog. They didn't get the cover the first game. Maybe get it the second game of this back-to-back set, but that's not what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fade the Connecticut Sun because Connecticut Sun are. Am I gonna fade them? Yeah, I might change my mind. No, I'm still gonna do it. All right, Connecticut Sun team total under 84.5 because look at the three head-to-head matchups this season. Connecticut has scored 79, 69, and 79. They haven't gotten 80 points once against this team. If you want to know how crazy that sounds, look at what Los Angeles did their last 5 games leading up to the Connecticut game. They gave up 88 against New York Liberty and a win, believe it or not. They gave up 80 to the Atlanta Dream. They gave up 93 to the Indiana Fever. They gave up 92 to the Chicago Sky with no Angel Reese out there for offensive rebounds and giving them extra possessions. So for a team to play that bad defensively and then they come up big against the Connecticut Sun, 79 points again, it just leans further into what my already thought process was with this Sparks team and this Connecticut Sun team. Kurt Miller, former longtime coach for the Connecticut Sun, knows how to coach this team against his former team. Like they constantly make them underperform the spread, make them underperform their team total. They only got the cover last game because of a crazy fourth quarter. Other than that, they were down for another blown cover. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to fade this Connecticut Sun team again. However, I'm not going to back the Sparks in the same way. I'm just going to take them to go under their team total that they already gone under in the past 3 games that they played against the Sparks team, uh, and they've gone under this total in their past 3 games in general. So, it's hard for this Connecticut team to score sometimes. Like, they have offensive efficiency issues that I've talked about for a while, and we've been taking the first half under with them because their unders are so good. I'm just going to back this team to go under their team total yet again against this Spark squad that is just has their number defensively. So, yeah, here we are. Connecticut Sun, team total under 84.5. And those are my 3 plays. Connecticut Sun, team total under 84.5. The Atlanta Dream plus 5.5, sprinkle on the money line, and the over in the loss, in the, not loss, but in the New York Liberty and Dallas Wings game. Let's have another good day. Let's have another good day. All right. Gonna get up out of here now. I've held you all enough. Make sure you give me a follow at really real underscore on the good old X. Make sure you follow Betting Pros and on X and TikTok at Betting Pros. Follow them on Instagram at Betting Pros NFL, and make sure you get those rating reviews in for that Gary Payton autograph signed basketball. Bettingpros.com/fast. All right. Yeah. Oh, and make sure you, hey, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube, all of that. Do all of that, please. Hey, I really, really appreciate the support. Other than that, nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna end it like this. We are out of here.